There's no use in looking back. Gotta laugh or gotta live, 'cause I'm so over the past, and I'm living it fast. Underneath the strobe lights, ready for a crazy night. I can hear your heartbeat banging loud like a drum. Let me be your only one. Do you feel what I feel? I'm addicted to that sound. Turn it loud, just make it play. When the love is all around, dream away with the music. Flying higher than the stars, we'll be dancing till the dawn. The night is young, so are we. So close your eyes and set it free. Underneath the strobe lights, ready for a crazy night. I can hear your heartbeat banging loud like a drum. Let me be your only one. Do you feel what I feel? I'm addicted to the sound. Turn it loud, just make it play. When the love is all
All right, can okay, I've taken out my headset. Is everybody able to hear me now? Is there sound now? Sound now? Hmm, what is going on? Hello? Okay, there's sound now. Oh my goodness, I have no idea what happened there. There's like something wrong with my headset. All right, so let's start that all over again. First of all, sorry for the no sound, and sorry for what happened on Friday. The only thing I can put it down to was the fact that Friday and Saturday, obviously, there's bonfire night, and it was probably just interference. So, very sorry because I felt like we started that podcast really, really well. A lot of you gave like super chats and joined the membership, and it's not very nice that you guys give to me, and I wasn't able to deliver a good show on that day as I always try to do. So I'm so very sorry about that, and hopefully things will be a lot better today. Now that we finally figured out what was going on with the sound, but I am gonna do call-ins today if anybody does want to come up to make up for Friday. And so yeah, I'll just speak through the normal mic now, and if you are struggling, just put the volume up. But welcome everyone to the chat. We'll get through the main stories of the day, and then, but you can start coming up now, anybody that wants to speak, so you can get ahead of the time. All righty, okay. Comments, just so we can get past all those sound comments. All right. All right, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, everyone, and subscribe. We're almost at 12. Are we at 12,000 yet? Almost there. Almost. I'm pretty sure if like 5 of you who aren't subscribed but listening hit that subscribe button, we will get to 12,000. Where are we? Okay, we are actually at 11,997. So literally just like 4 of you hit that subscribe button, please. If your subscribe button is still red and you look at the bottom of the screen, just like hit it so it goes gray, and we will be at 12,000. Alrighty, let's get on with their stories. Hope everyone's had a great weekend though. Awful rain in the UK, nah? Literally puddles walking around. Okay, so with some positive, funny news. Jon Stewart did a. I didn't know that Jon Stewart was still on nighttime TV. I guess he came back. I'm happy to have him back because he was one of my favorite American commentators. But he was just doing a funny segment, and he mentioned Prince Harry, and that that America decided to keep him. So it was quite a funny little skit. So shout out to Jon Stewart. And also, yeah, karma's knocking at everybody's door. We all remember Jeremy Clarkson coming out and saying that he doubted Meghan's tears at the Queen's funeral were real. I don't even understand why this warranted a comment from this individual. You know, listen, he needs clout. He's not as popular as he used to be. Meghan is in that family and she knows how she feels. And we don't actually know why Meghan cried. We don't know whether she cried for the Queen. We don't know whether she cried because of just the emotion of the 2 weeks. That alone warranted tears. But that's her business, and I just don't feel like he has a place coming out and saying this and just basically attacking her for no reason. But he recently came out and said that he was smashed in the TTs by a cow on his farm. First of all, I hope the cow is okay. Please, somebody rescue that cow. It does not deserve to go in a burger. That cow deserves to live a very long and happy life. Apparently, he claimed that it said a cow cannot kick backwards, but I can testify to the fact that this is true. A cow can kick in any direction. They are like Bruce Lee, only more deadly. Having failed to connect with her hooves, she went for another tack, putting her head between my legs and then raising it smartly. I mean, he could also just be saying this for clout and clicks, but it's funny as hell to me. And seems like there's a trend going on. First, it was Eamon Holmes who said that Harry should be thrown off a balcony, and then he fell down the stairs. And now it's Jeremy Clarkson saying that he didn't believe that Meghan cried for the Queen, and now he got kicked by a cow. And then there's Ian Dale who fell off a stage at Buxton Festival. This actually happened back in July, but I did not know. I did not know until it came up on my feed recently. So shout out to the squaddy that reposted this, because I didn't know about this. But he too had hit out at Harry and Meghan, who, one more time for the people in the back, have left the royal fold and don't cost the taxpayer any money. So please leave them alone. But the good thing about our faves is that we know they keep it going, and we have a lot to look forward to in November and in December. So November 8th, 15th, and 22nd, we've got 3 more Archetypes episodes. Then on November 29th, we've got the Power of Women and Evening with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Now the 29th is also meant to be an Archetypes episode day. So I mean, I see no reason why they would not release it on that day, but I'm wondering if they'll let Meghan go to the event and like let that be the center of attention. I don't know. But if the episode goes ahead, we should have an episode of Archetypes on that day, the final episode. And then the Netflix documentary is coming in December. Ripple of Hope Gala Awards, December 6th. And then the People's Choice Awards on December 6th also. And then January 10th, we've got Spare. And then we've also got, actually, in December, hopefully, if the Sussexes decide to release one, a Christmas card. And, you know, December is the season of giving. So I'm wondering if we'll see some more charitable endeavors. Not that they don't already do enough, but it is a season of giving. So I'm sure that there will be more in between all of those things, but just an update on what we can expect. All right, let me go to your comments before I continue. Welcome, everyone, if you're just joining the chat. Oh, thank you so much, Alan Vernon. Good afternoon to you too. Hope your day is amazing as well. Rita, Jeremy Clarkson was sacked from his show. He needs clout. Maybe he can go get a guest spot on Meghan the Kelly's podcast. Melissa, I will let you talk as soon as I finish the next few slides. So please just hang on, hun. Kathy, she was crying because that ish show was over. Exactly. I'd be crying too. My God. I mean, I still can't get over the fact that the British press and the establishment turned the Queen's funeral into such a circus. Like, I'm over the funeral, but I'm not over the circus that was the funeral. And how quickly everybody's kind of moved on. Marina, 3 down, another more to go. Which other ones to go? Piss Moron, Angela Latrine, Toilet Bowels. Who else? Millie is a liar. Yes, Joan Commonwealther. Karma is busy this week. She is busy. And Karma's wingman apparently is a cow. Yes, Cameron, how could we forget? November 9th is also season 5 of The Crown. I will be watching all of the episodes in one day and reporting back to you on the podcast. We will have a nice episode of The Crown, and I'm also planning another um episode where we talk more in depth about the Crown and the Diana years, and I'll have like Side of the Moon co-hosting that one with me. Gonna deliver karma was gonna be a cow. Benjamin, Harry and Meghan bring in money. You were right on that. I get it now. Exactly. And actually, there's a really good thread on this I wanted to go through. Give me one sec. Oh, sorry, folks. I still have a bit of a cough, so if I go suddenly silent, that is why. But yeah, this was the thread. Actually, you know what, folks? My cough is killing me right now, so I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to invite you all to talk while I try to clear my throat. So, Melissa, would you like to go first?
Oh, hello. Hi. Yes. Wait. Am I live already? Hello.
Yes, you are live. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Sorry. Sorry. Hi, everybody.
Go ahead.
I guess. Hi. I guess. I've spoken before. I think a couple of times on your show. And once again, thank you so much for providing a safe platform, and it's a positive platform, even though we can get messy. But
Messy and positive.
once again, but we need to. Like living in England. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but the racism is becoming really loud, and it's very toxic, and it's it's like there's nothing to counteract the racism no more. It's just like it's out. It's like it's no longer hiding from BBC One all the way to Sky News. It's just pure racism, especially when it comes to the migrant situation. But anyway, I know this is about
Can I just ask you on that?
yeah.
Do you feel that it's mostly the media pushing this? Are you seeing it in your day-to-day life?
Well, to be honest with you, or I'm not sure if it's because of the whole Meghan and Harry thing. I've woken up and I'm hearing things. If like, as in, I'm, you know, I'm hearing things more clearly now. But to be honest with you, I don't watch the news anymore. Because I just think it's as Meghan says, they don't tell you the news; they create the news, and
Of course.
it's. But I'm not sure if you noticed. Have you heard anything that can really counteract the racism that we're literally hearing, especially about the migrant situation, and the things that doesn't make any sense? You got Nigel Farage told a story about his um, grandparents, or one of his relatives, like back in the day, actually fled France by boat, to for refuge. So his family came the same way that these people are coming, and but yet he's trying to. It's just it's just. I just think racist people are so dumb. They're not making any sense whatsoever. They're not educated whatsoever about anything. It's just the racism is just it's too loud. It's just so loud. It's I don't really anyway, and about Catherine and William, these little copycats. Have you heard that he's
Okay.
also giving £1 million also now?
Yes, I did hear about this, and
Yeah,
what we're not really clear about though is where that money is coming from.
true.
Is it coming from the taxpayer fund? So they want to appear. Thank you for touching on this. We can talk about it now, I guess. You know, they want to
Yeah,
appear that they
sorry.
are giving money to the normal peasants, but where is
Yeah.
that money coming from? Because you know, is it coming from the private wealth that the royal family already have,
Oh
which
hell no. No,
itself
no.
is stolen anyway.
They wouldn't be touching their money.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be touching their money at all. But it's just you can like the substance is completely gone. So now you have like someone who's meant to be a king one day. A king is meant to set the scene. They're not meant to copy from their little brother. It's coming to a point. It's embarrassing. And then he's getting his wife. I'm very confused because I thought Megan made her cry. Why is she starting to dress like Megan? It's and she still don't and she still sounds like an illiterate 4 year old. It's just it's just at this point it's just embarrassing. It's completely embarrassing. It's just if someone was meant to be like like I don't know, like an absolute horrible person, why are you turning around and then copying literally everything?
They
Everything
do.
they're doing, they are copying. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and it's never okay when Harry and Meghan do it. It's a problem.
Oh my goodness. Yes,
Like when they do it, yeah. It's
exactly. And
standard.
also like the press, what they're doing is now they're trying to downplay the successes that Meghan and Harry is obviously gaining and um achieving in order to make them look thirsty and in order to make the royal family look desirable. And it's not working. I wish that Meghan and Harry could be a little bit more. I'm not saying that they're silly. They're not silly, but I wish they, especially when they come over to England, there's so much things they can do. They can like copyright themselves so nobody can take pictures, and they can pick who can actually take pictures. Because I think going back from the funeral, what you were saying before, it was like they were walking into so many obvious traps, and it was
Traps, yeah.
humiliate yeah, it
Especially
was
that walkout.
humiliating.
Yeah. But you
It
know
was
what?
humiliating.
They carried themselves with grace, and history will remember that, and they
Yeah,
survived, and they've gone back home. But thank you
yeah,
so much for your words
yeah.
as always, Melissa.
Thank you so much for the space. Thank you.
No worries. Valerie, you're next, hon.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? How are you, Anne?
Fantastic. Oh, sorry. Before you go, Valerie, thank you so much, official Lauren Brown, for becoming a member. Thank you, and make sure you go check out her channel. Everyone, she's got a really nice, elegant channel. All right, go ahead, Valerie.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Anne. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Feeling a lot better. Thank you.
Yes, I'm calling from Dubai because I'm on holiday now. So, but
You
I
are
wanted to.
in Dubai. Oh my
Yes, yes.
God. I hope you are living it up, Valerie.
It's
And thank you so
lovely
much
here.
for calling from Dubai. Oh my God.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Have you had gold gilded steak yet?
Not yet. We just come in. I just came in today. Well, it was yesterday. So basically, I had to sleep all day because I was really tired. But
Yeah,
so far, when we drove from the airport to the hotel, it's very, very nice. So we're
yeah.
going to hopefully later on we're going to visit the mall because I hear that the gold and things like that. So it should be very interesting to see. And I'm also going to take some pictures as well. So this is my first time.
Nice. Well,
Okay.
you live your best life, Valerie. Live your best life. Love it for you.
Mhm. Okay. I had a great laugh when I heard Jeremy Clarkson got attacked by a cow. I really do believe that karma is after all of them. And I also believe too that the time will come when all of us will be in a different place, and all these haters will be really left by themselves, and then they're going to really see. Sometimes when you're with a lot of people and you can be horrible, you can't really see it. But when you're on your own, or when you're with people like yourself, then you can really see things.
Mm,
As for I was talking about Megan Kelly until we got it interrupted because of your
mm,
because of the. I think with Megan Kelly, she really needs to focus on her sister. Sister died at the age of 58. She's 51. Her sister had a lot of health problems for years, she said, and she died
Yeah.
unexpectedly, her heart attack. And isn't
Oh
that not
wow.
telling you something?
Well, I
You
didn't know about
you
that.
there yes, yes, she meant that's what happened a few weeks ago. Her sister died. Her sister had a lot, her sister's got 3 children. And what
Wait, so
I
her sister passed away a few weeks ago, and now she's on a podcast ranting about Megan.
Yes, her sister her passed. Yes, what I was saying. Her sister passed away a while ago. Not, I'm not sure if it's a few weeks ago, but I know her sister passed away. Her sister died at she put it. She had her sister died at 58. She's got 3 children, and she had a heart attack. She said that her sister had because she said apparently after she finished her podcast, her mom called her, and she said that her sister had a lot of health problems, but no one expected her to die so unexpectedly from a heart attack.
That's really sad.
And she's got 3 children. And I'm saying that they're busy focusing on another woman's husband, and that's what she said. And also was listening to another pastor, and they said that when she used the word, "Oh, I know you bagged a gorilla," she said that is another racial slur she put,
Yes,
because she know
yes.
Archie was called it, and so she's
A
calling
monkey.
Archie's father. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I really think that she needs to really evaluate her life, because your sister died at the age of 58. That is telling me something. You might not live till you're 58. You're there busy hanging on about Megan. It's ridiculous. And whether she said my husband, she's supposed to have her husband. That is her husband. Whose husband is she? I
Mm.
honestly really believe. And also another thing too with the press. The press are very good at highlighting a lot of things because they don't want us to focus on what is really happening.
Yes, of
They
course.
had a demonstration on Saturday because they're calling for a general election. Samantha
Yes.
Morton said, "We need a general election now." There is going to be a strike. There's a strike with a postal strike, where basically the post will be delivering, but you can't send any mail. There's a postal strike. The nurses are going to have a strike as well. So there, basically, what is happening is that is a lot. It is a downplay. A lot of people are calling for a general election, and they will have one. They may have one sooner than they expect. And when they
Mm.
have one, a lot of people are going to be losing their seats. A lot of
Yeah.
people are going to be thinking. And I even think with Keir Starmer, he too has to watch out, because if he don't do certain the British public, they're not just thing, because of social media, they will destroy him the same way. They think it. It's not going to be easy for him. He's not going to get, oh, I'm going to become, and he's going to do foolishness. He can't.
Well, I feel like it would be a bit easier for him if he was more vocally pro working class people, and he seems to be edging more towards the establishment, but just not as overtly, perhaps, as the other side. But he's just, from the time he's come into the party, he just hasn't really struck me as somebody that's as vocal, perhaps in comparison to Corbyn. What do you think about that?
I think what the problem with him is that Jeremy Corbyn wanted to break away from the control of the press. That is one of the reasons why Tony Blair was able to get in, because he made a deal with Murdoch.
Yes.
And he was probably able to get away. But what the truth was because we have social media and people are commenting, and you get young people commenting, it's not going to be as easy as before. The mainstream media is going to control and throw spanners and so on and so forth. Whereas we have social media now, we have a lot of young people commenting. We've got a lot of um, commentators. We've got a lot of things about it, and it's also an underground movement which people are not aware of. And I think what happened with what's that man's name, with Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer, basically, he is he wants to show, oh, I'm better than Boris Johnson, and he wants to what the problem with what we have in United Kingdom is we have a lot of money tied up in offshore accounts, and basically
The tax havens, right?
yeah, the tax haven. And what and that is one of the reasons why there was a kickback, because what Jeremy Corbyn, he would have brought in laws, and what they would have done is all those tax havens, him and the EU, because remember when they wanted us to leave the EU, they wanted us to leave the EU at a particular time because the EU was bringing in a law that all these people with their tax havens, if they're living in the country not paying tax, they're gonna have to pay.
Oh, Valerie seemed to have gone. Okay, we'll see if we can get Valerie back afterwards. But thank you so much for your contribution as always, Valerie. Mina, hey, Mina, you there?
Oh, hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Good. What do you have to say today?
Oh God, I forgot what I was literally going to say. I'm sorry.
Have you drawn a blank?
Yeah. I'll probably just come back next time. Sorry.
All right. No worries at all, hon. It happens. All right then. Fatimata, you there?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Fatimata. How are you?
Yes, you can hear me well. I'll get nervous.
Can hear you.
I wanted to hear more about. I want to hear more what Valerie has to say, because I always learn something when she's talking. She knows so much about Britain and the laws.
All right then. Well, I mean, if Valerie's mic is working, I can let her back in. But thank you so much for commenting her. Valerie, are you back?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Yes. No, what I was saying is that is about the tax havens, because remember what they do is every time when they when you have
Maybe
every time when they say they're going to raise taxes, what they do, they use taxpayers' money to put it in all these various tax havens. So what he would have done, he would have brought in a law, and all the money that the tax
Hello?
havens they would have to bring back into this country, and in such that is where he was going to get his money to invest in a health service, invest in this, invest in that. So that's why when they say they don't have any money, is because all the money is in the tax havens. That's why.
Yeah. Yes. There's actually a very good documentary that touches lightly on this. I think, let me just make sure I get the name right. I think it's called Britain's Dark Money. Wait, Britain's Dark Money Web? Something like that. But there's also a book called Treasure Islands. And if you want to learn more about tax havens, anyone who's listening, go and buy that book if you want to dig a little bit more deeper into what Valerie's saying. But go ahead, Valerie.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why he and another thing to what he is, even another thing to remember him, he used to be he was a prosecutor, and he was the one who was involved in prosecuting, remember with the when they had the big scandal with with the papers, with the with the that big scandal with the papers, and remember the Sun had to close down. Yes, he was involved in that. Right. So sometimes we don't exactly know what they've got on him. That's why he may not have been as vocal as Jeremy Corbyn, because with Jeremy's everybody knows what Jeremy is. But as you said, with him, sometimes with Keir, he's probably got more secrets. I mean, and even though he is clean, I am saying, because they tried to get him on the business about the Bear Gate, and they also tried to get him about the donkey sanctuary with his thing. Everybody knows about it. They're digging to try and think. We don't know how clean he is. So that's another thing too why he is not as a vocal. Plus another thing too, he's a knighted. He's Sir Keir Starmer, as opposed to Keir. And that's another thing which ties his hand too. Whereas Jeremy, he refused to be remitted, and he has met the Queen, and he also kissed her hand, and they were upset because how he was very polite to, and apparently she said she liked him. So that's another thing which they were upset about too.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think for anybody who's in politics at that level, it is I think it's very difficult to be your most authentic self, because you are still tied
Part of
to
his
so
yeah.
many different things. But thank you so much, Valerie, as always. I'm so glad you got to say your piece since you were cut off on
Thank
Friday.
you very much.
No worries.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, Rahini, hello.
Hey, squaddies. How y'all doing?
Good, thank you. You?
Hello. When you were talking about the tax havens, I thought you were talking about there was this scandal with this law firm. I think it was something Mossack Fonseca or something like that, where you had all the Russian oligarchs, all the British very wealthy people, including the Queen, that was hiding millions in countries like Mexico and Brazil under
Was it the
these
Panama Papers?
the Panama Papers, right? I remember that,
Yeah.
and I remembered how quickly um, there was a report on the BBC, and how quickly he just glossed over all the British individuals that were involved. It was as if he just called their name and then move on, and he focused more on the Russians and so forth. But it's a very sad thing when your government is bought out by the very wealthy, and the very wealthy, their agenda is simply to stay wealthy, right? And they understand that getting the masses to believe a lot of this, or to buy into a lot of this right wing ideology, they are doing themselves a massive disservice. But for the average individual who believes it, they get to be their worst selves, if you know what I mean. If you look at Brexit, they sold Brexit to them wrapped up in racism. They sold it to the people in that, even though every single economist could tell you that it did not make any sense. There was no reason to do it. Immigrants were not a threat to anybody. The free movement of people around the world has never ever been a threat to any one country. That is a myth. It has always been a benefit, particularly to the country that is getting the immigrants. But that is how they sold it to people. And the people, they bought it because they got to give in to their worst selves, which is they got to be racist. I believe that racism and xenophobia, these are very attractive traits to have. It seems quite entertaining for people to want to be, right? But in the long run, you are voting against policies that would protect you. You're voting against it. And this is how they lie to you. They lie to you because the laws that would have restricted the billionaires were for your benefit. Taxing the rich is not because we mean and we upset that they have too much money. I think the Bible said, to whom much is given, much is expected. If you take out the largest share out of the economy, then you have the responsibility to put back in the largest share. Am I crazy for thinking that?
Well, no, I don't. On a surface level, I don't think you're crazy for thinking that. But here's the problem that I have simply with the concept of let's tax the rich and all the problems will go away. That would work if the money that was being taken from the rich was actually being funneled back into where it should go. And the problem is once it gets in the hands of the government, it doesn't always go back into the to the people. So I've always felt that it's not just a matter of, oh, tax the most wealthy. Like, the whole system needs a reboot, because they can take that money, but are we sure that it's going to go back to who actually needs that money the most, and the services in society that need it the most?
Well, again, that goes back to the lie that they have told you, because these very wealthy people, they don't let's look at the media, right? They are pushing specific agendas, right? And these agendas shape the minds of individuals who vote, right? And they vote on policies that are against their own interest, simply because they are being manipulated again by wealthy people. So it's this massive incestuous cycle that keeps going round and round and round. And in order to keep you in that place where you don't see reason, where you would continuously buy the nonsense that they are telling you, it is because they have their own agenda on it. There's a trade-off. There's a trade-off that people who believe it, because the power of the media, if you look at the British press, is only there if people read it, right? If it isn't read, if there are no clicks, they don't make money. They don't, right? So if the people said to them, listen, you're talking crap, I don't want to hear that, and shied away from it, the story would change, right? The story would change. And it usually starts with them giving you a little and a little, and they realize, okay, you're appealing to a specific type of person who have this ideology, who wants to express this ideology. How do you legitimize it? How do you feed it to them in a very palatable way, right? And that is the trade-off. And everybody thinks that there's something wrong. This is why you have so many people that would use so much of their energy to be angry or hateful towards Meghan Markle, when Meghan and her husband are probably the only two British technically leaders that do not take money from you. You do not financially support them, but yet you still angry with their actions. When the people that you do support, they are fleecing you blind. They are fleecing you blind.
And
why do they need 4 homes? Why? Because the trade-off, the trade-off of them telling you that they legitimizing the fact that they need 4 homes is that you get to be racist to this Black woman. That is the trade-off, right? Because prejudice has a way of rooting its way inside of you, and it manifests in ways that you act that is against your own best interest. Oppression, prejudice will always expand. It will always expand. This is why you need to not let it get to you. But critical thinking skills is not always taught in schools.
That is true. All right. Thank you so much for that, Raheen. It's an interesting way of looking at it. Official Lauren Brown, I'll let you go next, hon. Oh, you can speak now. Sorry, I didn't add you to the live stream. Go on.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, Anne, happy belated. And I was like, why aren't I a member? I should do this for your birthday. And,
listen, just your presence here is more than enough, but thank you. That's much appreciated.
Awesome. Also, are you healing? How are you healing? Because I know between judo and then you said you got sick. So I'm just checking in with you before I have opinions.
Yeah, I am healing. Do you know what? I am healed. I don't actually feel sick.
Okay.
Every time I get a cold, I get the nastiest cough and I sound like a golem for like a week.
No,
So
not
I'm not actually
Smeagol,
sick.
no.
It's just the most disgusting sounding cough. for like a week. So that's why I keep going a little bit silent. But I
I
am
can
fine.
hear
Thanks
that.
for asking.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. The body just is trying to get rid of it however it can. So we hope that cough goes away as quickly as possible. All right. Well, uh, there's so much to say and so many thoughts. Thanks, by the way, for mentioning my channel. I appreciate that. And to anyone listening, thank you for those of you who commented. The only reason I haven't directly responded is because I have insomnia and sleeping has been kind of crazy for me lately. So I'm just tired, but I see everyone's comments and I thank you for that deeply. Now to Megan, Harry, and just the insanity. It's, uh, you know, I'm one of those people who doesn't like to do the Schadenfreude thing, but I gotta say they make it very hard not to engage, to just say, you know what, let's take the high road. When you
Mhm.
constantly negate someone's perspective, experience, and you make money off of it, it's very hard to root for you. And as far as the comments about the election, and again, excuse me if I'm jumping around, but and politics, it is such a tangled web that was perfectly designed that way to be that way. At least speaking on U.S. politics, I remember learning this in university that our politics is designed to be slightly immovable. Um, it's designed to move like a very large ship at sea. So it takes way too long to make things that are common sense the law of the land, and they make it
Yeah.
very easy to keep things conservatively as they are.
Mm.
And that's entirely by design and due to a lot of historical context that, skews based on appearance and things like that, which I know I'm speaking in code, but I think people can hear the whisper. Um, it's because of the time that we're in now, I can so empathize with everyone's frustration because I think we all are, and I know I am at a point where I just wanna see my politicians doing what is going to be right for the long-term health of my nation, and I know it's the same for everyone around the world. You want your, government to actually be representative, and when there is a failure to, um, create proper legislation, when there's a failure um, to put, what is the word? Oh my gosh, my brain is blanking. Insomnia sucks. But when there is a
Mhm.
failure to properly limit the economic behaviors of people who run the finances of the country that affect the
Racketeering, basically. Political
all of that.
racketeering.
Racketeering, talking about, that laissez-faire attitude, to putting limitations on what is allowed with the economy. It's just it the people who suffer are the every person.
Of
It's
course.
not the billionaires, it's not the 1 and 0.01%. And that's why I can't stress enough how important it is to like to vote, to sorry if you're hearing background noise.
No.
Yeah, to vote, to put your voice out there. We can do things like sorry, I just saw the thing you switched to. It is a lot to I think for people right now when they're seeing in the news the way that media has kind of gone to such a right-leaning, heavy-handed um skewing to one population approach, trying to change the narrative, change history, and change what we think. But we can't lose hope. We can't say, "Oh, we're not going to participate," because that's what they want. It's about fatiguing the
Yes.
people who have the middle swath of the population, the largest band that has the voice and who get the most affected and who are taxed and pressured the most. So we have to vote, we have to stay present. And in places where voting is not the case, I just again hats off to people who protest and take the avenues that are, out there and available to them to be heard. Um, of course, safely. I'm not talking about harming anyone. Um, but yeah, I feel like we're at a moment, and maybe this is just me, maybe you agree too, Anne, but I feel like we're in a moment where there's tension because so
Yes,
many people have not acted in the best interest of the people in their various
yes,
nations. And I'm ready to see behavior that reflects the goodwill of the people. Because if you actually look at, I'll talk about the US and the UK respectively, because, everybody's nation is a little different. But um, the majority populace is far more progressive than what we see in our politics,
Mm,
period. That's just the fact. So I'm ready to see that shift. I'm ready to see something different. And as far as, the I'm calling this switching gears, I'm calling this next bit of time from now until January. I'm gonna call it 18th because that's my birthday. Hey, but it's like the season of Harry and Meghan. Like it's like the H&M holidays. So
yes.
that's the kind of upbeat thing that I'm looking toward, and the haters can find something to do because our faves are gonna rise.
Yeah.
And, so I'm so grateful for and what you do and, people like Baron and Anita, because you are all creating a space where we can focus on something positive
Yes.
at a time when there's just so much negativity. And
Mm,
frankly, it's by choice. These people in the media and unfortunately politicians are making negative decisions by choice. It doesn't
mm.
have to be like that. All right, so that's my spiel.
Thank you so much. And to what you were saying about the voting, I do apologize because I forgot to put it on a slide. But Mandana Dayani,
mhm,
who works with Archwell, she actually did a piece. I don't know what magazine it was in. It looks like it might have been Vanity Fair, but the
mm,
title was "I am a voter. You should be one too." And she went on to say, "We're not just voting for ourselves in high turnout elections, and we're voting for our neighbours who may face a threat against their freedom or may value freedom differently than you or me." And she, of course, runs the "I Am a Voter"
Hmm.
campaign, which is a campaign that she runs separately from Archwell, but encouraging people to vote. And I mean, it's generally a bipartisan platform, but I think we can probably all guess what
Yeah,
Mandana's politics
yeah,
are. And so it's great to see other people who do work with Megan getting involved in initiatives like this. But thank you so much, Lauren, for your words
of
as
course.
always.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Flame, would you like to go next? Flame,
oh,
actually, you're going to be the last person to speak, so no one else
okay,
up, please. But thank you, everyone who did come up.
okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I meant to call in Friday, but that was the day I chose to rearrange work and go and vote early, so I wouldn't have to stand in the long lines. It's a lot of things I want to say, so I'm trying to get it all together in my thoughts. It's a chaotic here in America during the voting. Everybody's
I imagine.
anxious and on edge, and everything is the Republicans are spiking the polls. Then we found out, so we can't even count on the polls because they were skewing them in their favor. The Republican accounting firms that were doing the polls, and then they try to do it by how the early voting statistics is coming. It's really a mess here. It clearly shows how America is divided and how the Republican Party is just gone. We no longer have a Republican Party. They actually are encouraging and making up conspiracy theories about Paul Pelosi, and he wasn't really attacked, and the window was broke from the inside out. And he's part of the sex. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So we're all on edge here. Okay, but moving to Harry and Meghan, I can see now that they are not going to. That gentleman actually said on air that Harry could keep his title, but it was Meghan he was after. So, and now they're saying it, oh, she's forcing him to do this book and she's in control. They've gone back to that again. Um, but all these people that are saying these things, they seem to be having mishaps. One of them fell down the steps. One of them, a cow attacked him apparently or something. So, you know,
karma will come around eventually. So I'm just gonna try to keep supporting and uplifting everything that they do. I'm older than you all, so I'm kind of old school. When I first started noticing how they were attacking her a while ago, before I started to try to do a channel, I would just answer these people. You know, sometimes I can ignore it and take higher ground, and other times it's like, no. And so I was answering some of these people sometimes, and I would keep going until they stopped, till they couldn't think of something else, and they just gave up. You know, so, but I was in that mind frame, so I have to remind myself it's really a waste of time. Don't do that. But
Yeah,
so I'm
it
trying
is.
to be. But every now and again, you know, it just if they catch me in the right mood, okay, you want to talk? Let's talk. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but
No,
but
listen. But I will say this. For me personally, and for my platform, I've always said from the very beginning, my platform is absolutely biased towards Harry and Meghan, and I make this a safe space for Harry and Meghan fans. I don't allow trolls here. I'm not really interested in debate at all. I am biased,
mhm,
and that's
mhm,
okay. Like we're allowed to make
mhm,
platforms,
mhm,
um, as fans,
mhm,
and
mhm, mhm,
maybe one day I will
mhm.
have an an open
But
debate
no, no,
where we
you're
might
right.
have,
You're right. No, you're right. You can't have an open It's just like the voting here.
yeah,
It's just like the people on the MAGA side. You can't have a conversation with them because they're not interested in facts. They're not interested in reality. They just want to believe something so bad that they will go along with anything. And it's the same type of people on the MAGA side here that's
yeah,
haters of Megan. They want to believe it. That makes them comfortable to believe it. So they're not interested in really hearing actual fact or something that's true. It makes them comfortable to be a hater. And when I realized that, that's when I stopped, conversating with them, because it wasn't a conversation. It was them just tearing her down and me, deconstructing all of their arguments. And then they got mad and then they stopped talking to me, but they still didn't
yeah,
get it. So it was just
yeah,
a waste of time. So you're right about that. An open, safe space with positivity is,
yeah,
is the best way to
yeah,
go. And I appreciate you.
and
I do.
thing and just for the record, it's not that I'm not open to debating people with differences of opinion, but I just feel that given all of the negativity around Harry and Meghan, we do
Mm-hmm.
just deserve to have one positive space,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that should be okay, and I should be allowed to create that for my platform, and I'm happy to debate with
Mm-hmm.
people anywhere else, but just not here.
Yeah.
This is our safe space.
Exactly. I mean, but it wouldn't be a debate with them because they wouldn't really be listening. They would just be ready to fire back and argue. So, it's an intellectual debate when both people are willing to listen to the other side. But it's not the case. They don't really want to hear the other side. So it really wouldn't be an intellectual debate with them. It'd just be going back and forth with no end until either you get them to the point where they can't think of anything else and they get frustrated, but they really wouldn't be hearing what you were saying because they just want to believe. Some people, the racist people, the people that have problems and they need to have, it's just like with the people here with the MAGA. I hate to keep coming back to that, but the white people here would rather, not all, but the uneducated. Even Donald Trump said he had a lot of poorly educated followers. I couldn't believe he said that, but he did. And they don't have anything else. They haven't been able to use their whiteness to their advantage because unfortunately they're not very bright. And so when they need to have someone that they're told that they are better than. And in this case, it would be black people, or in this case with the MAGA people, it would be Democrats. So it's about that lower mentality and lower self-esteem, uh, which is a deadly combination. And that's what it comes down to. So facts don't matter to these people. I mean, they're indulging in all these crazy conspiracy theories with QAnon and all. Even the president, the ex-president, played a QAnon theme at his little
Oh, sorry.
rally.
Sorry, I have to stop you there because the censors might catch me if you say
Oh,
that word again.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No worries. Just-
Allegedly, allegedly.
yeah,
Is that better if I say
yeah.
allegedly?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
but
for all of you, my American friends, I really do wish you the best. Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
mhm.
But the American spirit is strong. And listen, you survived Screaming
Mhm.
Orange for long enough. I think you can survive anything. Okay. But thank you so much,
Pray
Flame.
for us. Pray for us. And you're gonna
Thank
have
you.
to always send me the link because it's throwing me out for some reason. So, and even
Uh,
on my iPhone, I couldn't find the link. So I'll probably have to always ask for the link. But thank you very much.
no worries. Thank you, hon. All right, so we're just gonna end with I had this really interesting thread to read from Dr. Zane. But apparently Angela Latrine is claiming that we are hacking into her computer. Like, girl, ain't no one hacking into your computer, and if they are not Sussex Squad. Um, but listen, Angela, her book with Camilla flopped. I don't even think it made the top 500. She's still trying to use the Sussex Squad name for clout, and now she's claiming that we hacking into her computer. Yeah, they will come up with anything. Oh, did I hit 12,000? Oh, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Yay, we hit 12,000. Thank you. You are all awesome. Wow, thank you so much. 12,000 subscribers. I knew we'd get there like before the end of the week. So thank you everyone for hitting that subscribe button. Much appreciated. I am also, FYI, I am going to do a giveaway for Harry's book. So that is coming. But thank you everyone for 12,000. 12,000 of you. That is incredible. Sherry, well, yeah, no one hacked Trolisha. Is that what we're calling her now? Are we calling her that because of Baron? Baron, look what you did with that troll doll. I don't know, Trolisha, Angela Latrine. I prefer Angela Latrine, but I'll let you have Trolisha. Yeah, nobody hacked her computer. But as Dr. Zane said, so 2 or so years after Harry and Meghan left Toxic Island, let's see how these tormentors are doing. Full names are in use. Tom Bauer, Toilet Bowels, lets us know his agenda is to go after Meghan. Yes, he literally said that. He said that, his target was Meghan. Angela Latrine admits that she hates Meghan. Richard Palmer confesses Meghan makes them money. And this is why the trolling continues. Rebecca English was caught lying, which is no surprise, but she has shifted from covering the Waleses to stenographing for the for the tampons, i.e. Charles and Camilla. Eamon Holmes is battling with karma. I do wonder why karma chose physical balance for him, but hey, karma knows best. Well, he did say that he wanted Harry to be thrown off a balcony. Sarah Vine was dumped, as was Alice Evans. Yes, Sarah was divorced by her husband, Michael Gove. Emily Andrews still hasn't found a media house to give her a full-time job. Karma also has time for Ian Dale and Jeremy Clarkson. Russell Myers is a fan. When Meghan speaks, we listen. Robert Lacey will say anything he's paid to say. The royal family is grateful to Piers Morgan for attacking Meghan. Valentine Lowe has no evidence of Meghan being a bully. Finding Freedom's main source was Jason Knopf. Simon Case, William's right-hand man, set up the empty plane stunt and is still staging stunts in his government job. Hashtag The Crown is a documentary, and Chris Shipp still thinks it's the 31st of March 2020. Yes, because we all remember that Chris Shipp said that after that day, he would never talk about Harry and Meghan again. And he hasn't stopped talking about them since. So you can see there, it's just like a long list of clout chasers and failures who, I mean, what else would these people be doing if it weren't for Harry and Meghan? What would they be doing? And this is what happens, unfortunately, when you center your entire career around hating two people for no good reason. And it's getting old, and the list of them who seem to be now running away from karma, because karma is coming, is long. Right. And with that, I did not have anything else to say. So I really just wanted this podcast to be more about you getting a chance to speak, because you didn't get a chance to on Friday. And you have been amazing speaking as always. So I'll just get through your comments and then we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, everyone, for being so patient with me. Oh, and thank you so much for 12K. Amazing. Tony, I wouldn't know where to start to hack a computer. Honestly, the woman is nuts. Exactly. Like, I forget my password on most days. And she thinks anybody is coming for her computer. I wouldn't want to hack Angela Latrine's computer, because God knows what I'd find on there. The way she is so obsessed with Harry, I don't even want to think about it. Rahini, you like lying, Latrine? No, that's a good one. Yes, don't forget to vote for Meghan for the People's Choice Awards, everyone. Can't you vote like 25 times a day or something? But I think you can only vote if you're a US citizen. Piers Moron wants a trinket. That's why he's continuing. I don't know. Do you think it would be too overt to give him a trinket? And what would they give him anyway? Especially with a court case coming up. I think I don't think he'll get one now. Sharon. Oh, thanks a million to you as well. Oh, thank you so much, Sherry Ware, for posting the link. Yes, make sure you go and vote, everyone. Oh, is Baron coming on? Okay, let's get ourselves out of here then and go over to Baron's. Who's going to get the last word of the day? Educate you. I'm going to give you the last word of the day. Peace and love, everyone. And thank you. Also, oh, did I miss someone? Oh, Evan S. Charles for becoming a member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Much appreciated, darling. All right, that'll be all. Let's dance our way out and go over to Barron's. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great week. Oh, and tomorrow, sorry, before I go, tomorrow, slightly earlier podcast, because I want to go to an evening class tomorrow. So yeah, earlier podcast tomorrow. All right, see you then. Ciao.
There's no use in looking back. Gotta laugh or gotta live. 'Cause I'm so over the past.